artists who are born to perform, and today's guest is one of those iconic names. She began singing at age 2. By the age of 17, she had her first hit album that turned into a global phenomenon. Now at age 28, she's one of the biggest selling artists of the past decade, having sold over 35 million albums worldwide. She's a role model to one of the music industry's largest fan bases, with over 60 million fans on social media and over 1.1 billion YouTube views. She's a devoted philanthropist and entrepreneur with 3 top-selling signature fragrances and a global clothing brand, Abby Dawn, available in 50 countries. She's one of music's most enduring faces of individuality and most endearing voices of our time. I'm Maria Menounos, and this is my conversation with Avril Lavigne.
You're listening to Conversations with Maria Menounos, a one-on-one, in-depth interview series with today's biggest stars and social influencers. And now, your host, Maria Menounos.
Hi. Welcome.
Thank you for that intro.
You like it?
That was really impressive. A lot of information.
It's your life, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's funny, I feel like that's my most exciting part of this show is to kind of give everyone the intro that no one's ever given them. So that's the same reaction I've gotten from everybody.
That was
Thanks.
pretty badass.
I appreciate it. We work really hard on it. So your album is available on pre-order today.
Yes.
It's self-titled.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what this album means to you, and is it more personal? Is that why you called it Avril Lavigne?
Yeah, well, it's my 5th record, and it has been over a decade. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So it's self-titled because I couldn't really find anything, I couldn't title it. Like, it's so diverse. I touch on all the sounds and styles from all my previous records. And also, I've experimented and worked with new people and tried new stuff with this album. So it's so all over the board, and it's very me. And I spent a long time writing these songs, like over a year, and I had so much material. And so at the end, it came down to just picking my favorite tracks, and it really is quite diverse. So it's out for pre-order now, and the official release date is November 5th.
Where can you pre-order it?
On iTunes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Very cool. We're on iTunes as well. And I know that you write your own songs. Mm-hmm. Tell me what that process is like for you. I know Adele always says that she drinks a bottle of wine and cries it out. What's your process like?
I drink a whole bottle of vodka. We stay up all night. So basically I set time aside and go into the studio, and I get together with other writers, and we get in there and we kind of just go with the flow. I write on the piano, the acoustic guitar. When you're in studio mode, you don't do anything else. Like, there's nothing else you can do. You literally just go in the studio, and I spend all day there, 14 hours, go home, go to bed, go to my hotel, go to bed, wake up, go back into the studio. So you kind of get really lost in that world, and every time I am creating and making a record, I'm so inspired, and it feels so good, and I'm always just so excited. It's amazing. Like, being on tour is one thing, and seeing the fans and putting on shows. Sometimes we do that for a year straight, like a tour. But always coming back and starting fresh and writing new material is, I think, my favorite part.
Yeah. Is the touring daunting at this point?
It's always really exciting because it's nice to play the new music and to see the fans after you've been gone making a record. So I'm about to go on tour in February, mm-hmm. and I like playing. I have the most fun now playing shows than I ever have, and that's because I have so much material to work with. I remember on my first record, I had 1 record, so I just had to play the whole record, and I would have to get cover songs, and I was always thinking, I can't wait till I have a few more records and more singles under my belt so that my whole entire set list can be singles. And so now when I go and I play a concert, pretty much every song has been a single for me. So it's stronger and it's exciting, and sometimes I wrote this record, The Best Damn Thing. I wrote that record, the songs on there, specifically for the live show.
Oh yeah, because you can keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And, oh, that's cool. So now, I know that you collaborated with a lot of people, obviously Marilyn Manson being one, and your husband Chad as well. So now, will Chad tour with you?
So we have a ballad together, and it's called Let Me Go. No, Let It Go, Let It Go. Let Me Go? I can't remember. And
I might even have it in
yeah,
here.
we're going to perform it together. And that's like a first for me. And it's actually cool because it was the first song that we wrote together. And the very first day in the studio. So the song is like about love and its journey and like going, you know, through your life, like the journey of love over time. Not just with one person, but you know, sometimes we're in a relationship before and you have a breakup and then you fall in love again and two people meet. Sometimes you're supposed to be with someone for one period of your life and then you have another love. So that's what it's about.
Is that how you feel too?
Well, actually, with that song, we weren't together, so we were almost writing it about like our past. And then fast forward to like the end of the record when we were already together, we both felt that it was strange that we were together singing a song called Let Me Go.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to put a twist on the end. So the end of the song, the chorus, the lyrics change, and then we're together.
Got it. So now he will tour with you and you guys will perform it?
I mean, I think we'll play it together.
Yeah.
Like maybe for some TV shows, and if he's out with me, yeah, on tour.
Yeah, because at this point now you're going to have to figure out, you're married, how you guys are going to split your time, right? How do you figure all that out? Because he's, you know, busy with his stuff too.
Well, basically, like, we have to figure that out. Like, I go on tour, he tours, so he'll be with me for a little bit of my tour. I'll be with him on his tour. So when I'm off tour, I'll be on tour with him.
Constantly.
So, you know, you just find the balance of being at home together and getting a break from doing what we do. And then also, like, I'll be with him and he'll be with me. And we have a good time.
What do you love most about being with Chad?
He's a really good person. He's funny, and he takes care of me.
Aww.
Yeah.
It's funny, I've been with my boyfriend for 15 years, and we have a 10-year age difference too.
Yeah.
Do people ever...
You've been together for 15 years.
Yeah, it's my whole adult life.
And he's your boyfriend?
I know. I have to like grow up and finally find a time to get married, which I know you had an incredible wedding in the south of France. And I heard that you were like me, you were really meticulous about all the details and did it all yourself, right?
Yeah. I had a wedding planner, but of course, I was the bride, so I went through everything, planned it all, came up with the theme, and yeah, we got married in a castle in France, and it was like kind of gothic and medieval.
And you wore your black gown.
Black dress.
Did you wear that? You wore that after the ceremony though, right?
No, I wore it for the ceremony.
You wore it for the ceremony, but you had a white gown too.
That was for a rehearsal dinner the day before.
Oh, okay. Because I remember you had said you had always wanted to wear a black gown at some point. Cool. And your friends and family, did they have an incredible time like you had hoped for?
Yeah, it was a big long vacation for everybody because they all traveled out there basically. I wanted to make sure it was like long. We stretched it out. So we had fun. We had a boat and we had the castle for a few nights. So we did rehearsal dinner there and yeah, it was good.
Are you really romantic?
I'm a Libra, so yes, I am.
I feel like that from you. I feel like people wouldn't really think that.
No, they wouldn't, I don't think.
But you are, right? Like, do you feel like you're misunderstood sometimes?
Well, no one really knows a person unless they know them in person, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, with my music, I'm like out there on stage playing pop rock music. I think, you know, people don't really know you until they meet you or spend time with you. And I think sometimes people are surprised at certain things I do or that I like.
What would surprise somebody? the most, do you think?
I don't know. I guess like I'm really domestic. I love decorating my house, spending time at home, cooking.
You do?
I have a garden. All that
I
fun
have a
stuff.
garden too.
Yeah.
I love my garden. I'm constantly posting pictures on Instagram of my vegetables. I get very proud of my vegetables.
Are they organic?
Yeah. Yeah. I get really excited. I'm like, oh my God, look at how big that zucchini is and that
Yeah.
eggplant. And so what's your favorite thing to cook?
I like to eat organically, and I like to make salads, soups, and I love vegetables, like making them more interesting. And then when my family are with us, I'll cook anything. I'll make Italian, homemade ravioli. I don't really eat pasta and stuff like that very much, but like Italian night, like I'll go all out, make like truffle pasta.
You can make homemade ravioli?
Mm-hmm.
That's
But I have
impressive.
a pasta making machine.
Nice. I got a bread maker recently. I'm obsessed with it. Okay, so you're domestic. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I love learning new things.
Yeah.
So now I would love to ask you about being a businesswoman because you are an entrepreneur, and I want to get to the philanthropy too because I know you have your own organization. But what's the toughest part about being Avril the businesswoman? Because you have so many different lines and things that you're working on. What's the toughest part?
What's good about it is that everything that I do is tied into my music. So if I'm creating fragrances or designing clothes for my clothing line, I'll tie in like song titles. Or my very first fragrance, Black Star, I wrote a theme song for it for the commercial, and it was the intro to my tour and to my album, The Best Damn Things, or actually Goodbye Lullaby. So basically I just tie it all in together, and then it's kind of easy to manage and to do it all together because the colors are a theme, and the icons, and so whatever album I'm working on, that particular album cycle, like the fonts and that I'm using for it, even I'll put on the labels of my clothing line. So
you can kind of interconnect everything.
Yeah, and I'll get into a certain color. Like I was really into stars and skulls and hot pink and black.
I got hot pink on.
A few years back, and that's a really nice pink.
Thanks.
And so everything I did, like fragrances and tours and records, everything was pink and had stars and skulls. And so right now with this record, we kind of have like a more sophisticated, but like a little experimenting with like goth, darker rock and roll, but like couture at the same time.
It's fun. What's the toughest part of being a businesswoman?
I like to be true to myself, and when you're the artist, you want to just focus on like going out there and performing and being, when you're a singer and you go on stage, you want to focus on that, but there's always so much noise around that can get annoying, and that can be difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine. Who inspires you?
My brother, I look up to my brother in a lot of different ways, just because he's really driven. He works really hard. He's a multitasker, and he's good at everything he does.
Okay. What about musically?
I grew up listening to the Beach Boys. I know every single Beach Boys song, and I love Christmas music. We played that like crazy around the house, and I grew up in church. So that's the stuff that I listened to growing up that I guess I fell in love with music too.
Ditto. I sang in my church choir, and I loved it. And Christmas music starts for me at Thanksgiving. I don't know when it starts for you, but I start playing it in the house around Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Whenever I'm home, like sometimes we do a lot of shows around Christmas time. Like sometimes I don't get home till like the 21st of December. But if I'm home, like I'll Totally, same thing. End of November, put up the tree, and then that's when the Christmas music starts every single day, right?
I love it. My boyfriend actually is funny because he feels like the holidays are such a condensed time now. Like we're working right up to the minute. So he actually wants to put the tree up at Halloween. I'm like, honey, I think you're pushing it now. I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. You know, I feel like you were part of this elite group of women. The women of your decade, the Pinks, the Britney Spears, the Christina Aguileras. What do you think about the changes you guys have all kind of undergone? And are you friendly with any of them?
Nope.
No?
Not those two girls. What I think of the changes it's kind of cool that everyone's still around.
Yeah.
I think Pink's a really good singer. And she was signed before I was to L.A. Reid, I believe, discovered Pink as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember when I first got signed to Arista Records when I was 15, getting like a copy of her CD, and like her sound was so different back then than how it is now. She's gone. Now she's more like pop rock, and so I've kind of, I guess I've seen her change, and yeah. I just feel really grateful to still be here today making music and to have these wonderful opportunities. And my fan base, the fans have been so amazing, and it's because of them that I still get to do this.
That's true. And L.A. Reid actually, you know, I'm sure, have you caught him on X Factor at all when he did it?
Yeah, I didn't really watch the show, but like, yeah, you always see clips and stuff.
Yeah. Would you ever consider doing one of those talent shows?
Maybe.
Do you think that you would have a hard time like giving criticisms and stuff?
I think it would be cool because like I've been a musician for a while now for the majority of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So at one time I was a guest judge on American Idol, and I thought I actually had fun because I was surprised how many talented people there were. And you see on the TV show, like you don't see that. You see like the people that are like crazy. 'Cause it's like good entertainment, but it also just made me realize I'm so lucky that like I was able to make it, because there's so many like extremely crazy talented people out there, and it's hard to especially now there's so much music around and so many new artists all the time, and it never really used to be that way.
Mm-hmm. When young people approach you that want to do what you do, what kind of advice do you give them?
I always say it's really important to know who you are and what your sound is and what your style is, and to be you, because if you're not, you might not shine like and do as well. It's important to be true to yourself, and then to work very hard and to never give up.
Yeah, that's the key. It's funny because everywhere I was reading and doing research on you, the thing that stuck out to me the most is that you knew this is what you wanted to do. You dreamed about it. Do you feel like you visualized it into happening?
I think so, because I just had this funny feeling when I was a little girl. I just thought about singing in front of the world, like the biggest stage ever, that it was almost like the world. And I had these mirrors in my bedroom, and I would have my hair brushed and sing, and then if I saw an award show on TV, there was something that was just like set off inside of me, and I'd go upstairs and I would pretend that I was on like David Letterman, like Jay Leno, and like accepting an award, and like I'd stand up on my mattress on my bed, and I'd like sing "Oh Canada" to the top of my lungs, or whatever song I knew. And then I really wanted to be a singer, and I didn't know what Hollywood was, and I didn't know LA. Like, I hadn't even been to Toronto, probably, which is like the biggest city around where I grew up.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know it was an option, but I knew that I wanted to be up on stage and perform and to sing. And so I got into theater, and I was acting, and like the school plays and stuff like that, but also outside of school, I'd audition for musicals, and I was in Godspell and Your Good Man, Charlie Brown.
Nice.
And so I just wanted to be up on stage, and it's funny because I'm a really shy person.
Uh-huh.
And it's interesting.
I Yeah, a lot of people who are in the spotlight and performers say the same thing. You know, there's that weird thing where you are shy, but you aren't when you need to be, right? Now, I know you've done some acting. Are you thinking of doing like Broadway and other acting? Because I thought about it when I saw Rock and Roll. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. First of all, love the video. It's so cute, but I was like, she needs to act more.
I really want to, because that's actually how I started, was in theater and acting before the music thing happened for me. So yeah, I like entertaining. I guess I like being on camera and you know, whether it's singing or acting, it's like it feels very similar. So yeah, I would.
It's creative.
Yeah.
It's fun. Do you have like a dream role?
Like, I would love to be in a horror film, and I would also love to be in a comedy where I'm
Talk to the Wayans then.
I'm super duper like over the top valley girl. Like, I don't know. I feel like I could also do a drama that's like dark and serious. So
That's so funny.
It would be fun.
I think you could totally do it. It's funny, the Wayans do that, right? You've seen all the Wayans movies, like Scary Movie. Well, I don't think the Wayans did Scary Movie, but they've done offshoots of that, but we should talk to them. That'd be fun.
You can rep me?
I will make it happen. I will totally put the email out as soon as we're done to the
I will have
Wayans.
a really hot rep.
I want no commissions. I'm just gonna be on set having fun watching it. You know, the other thing I was gonna ask you about is, you know, we talked about acting. Is there anything left that you want to do that you haven't done yet?
I think it'd be fun to do a side project with my music. Well, it wasn't really me. And I think it would be cool to, acting, yeah.
Yeah, what kind of side project?
I don't know. I've got some ideas, but I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
Yet. But
Okay.
I've always thought, like, when I was younger and in my band, like, I've always wanted to play the drums. And because I can play the drums, I play the guitar, I play the piano. But when you sing, it's hard to always, like, carry the song. And you have to entertain and go out there and, like, play with the audience. But on my tour, I did actually play the drums and sing to one song. But I thought it'd be cool to be in a band where I was, like, just, like, the guitar player or the drummer. But, like, maybe one day doing something completely different musically. Like, I'd love to make a Christmas record. So I want to do that, and that's very different from what I do. Just some stuff that's different. I kind of sang country music when I was really young because I could only sing in like church or the fairs, and they needed you to sing like country. So I did, and I actually now kind of like enjoy listening to country music too. I like everything.
Country's cool.
Yeah, it is. I like it. So I don't know if I'll make a country record, but like I totally could. So like,
why not?
I'd love to have fun and experiment and do stuff like that.
Maybe, like, because I was going to ask you that, you know, will we ever hear different styles of music from you? Like, is there something that you've been wanting to do? Maybe it's like doing a whole album of just a mishmash, like every kind of, you know, music, even like foreign language and all kinds of crazy things. But it would be cool to see you go from drums to guitar to piano to singing and like a rotation. That would be fun. You could do that at like the VMAs or something, right? That would be neat.
Cool.
It's a lot of work.
I always thought about doing that in a music video, playing every instrument.
Yeah, you should. What did Chad think about your makeout with Danica at the in that video?
He was cool with it.
Was that your idea?
She was my first on-screen kiss ever.
No way.
I've never made out with anyone in a music video before because I've always been in a relationship. So I was never obligated to because it's just a music video. If it was a movie, you would have to. So. Yeah, I asked him because it was in the script for us to do it, and it's like, yeah, are you cool with that? And he's like, yeah, it's fine. So he was cool with it.
So fun. I really loved the cartoons and the whole concept was really fun.
Thanks.
I also wanted to know, you know, do you have a lot of celebrity friends? Like,
I know a lot of people from everything over the years. and I've met a lot of people. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Tell me about your Avril Foundation, because I know that philanthropy has been something that's really important to you, and I know that you've done so much with this.
So it was really important for me to start my own foundation because I had some amazing opportunities to work with, like the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And so I met children that were like sick, and it really moved me, and I was just like, I really want to do more of this. So I started my foundation, and basically I've partnered up with Easter Seals, and we fund like recreational programs, after school programs, and do work with people with illness and disabilities. So we grow it every year, and it's important for me to get like the fans involved and to once again keep it like tied in with my music. So like I have like a rock star club, and basically this year we now have a campership program, and we've just sent 50 kids with disabilities to camps who like can't afford it and stuff like that.
That's sweet. Why was it important for you to do this?
Because I had experience like doing that, and like with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, I really just wanted to take it to the next level, and it's important. I want to give back, and I think it's important for us all to, in whatever way that we can. I had this auction called for my birthday last year, and it was like a whole rock star theme. We just got like a whole bunch of rock stars to send in guitars and autographs and posters, and we did an auction. That was fun.
Nice. You know, that made me to actually just think, have you thought about being a mom at some point? Is that something that you're thinking about sooner rather than later?
Eventually. Like, I like working, and like I said earlier, I'm really happy to still be here today and doing what I'm doing, and, you know, still making music, and I feel like I have a lot in me to give, but hopefully one day that will be a part of my future.
Nice. Hopefully mine too. If there was one thing, or if there's one word or one way you would want people to describe you or think of you as, do you have anything?
I don't really think about it. I guess I just really want to make music that can move people, inspire people, and, you know, give people strength and encouragement. And like, music is healing, and you know, it can change your mood, and it's powerful.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for those inspirational songs.
Thank you.
And thank you for a great interview.
Thank
you were
you.
wonderful. You look beautiful. I love the green leather dress, and I know you're going to be performing for us at Extra here today.
Yeah, performing in the dress too.
Thankfully, it's not as hot as it's been lately.
Yes.
So, it's been really hot up here, but thank you so much. So nice to talk to you. Everyone has a story, and this is just part of Avril Lavigne's. To see more about my time today with Avril, visit conversationswithmaria.com, and you can pre-order her latest album today on iTunes and at avrillevigne.com. Her 5th studio album comes out November 5th. Talk to you later. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
From executive producers Kevin Undergaro, Maria Menounos, and the entire Conversation staff, we would like to thank you for listening to Conversations with Maria Menounos. To post comments or questions, be sure to visit conversationswithmaria.com or tweet at Maria Menounos, #ConversationsWithMaria. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of Underman Omega Girl Productions.